This is my weekly update. My name is Amy, and this is my channel, Snow Canyon Stitcher. And this is September 6th, 2023, Wednesday. I'm filming today. I'll probably edit this afternoon, and then you'll probably be watching this on the 7th. And you can hear people walking around, probably the dogs trotting, and I've asked, and honestly, I've spent the better part of 3 hours getting ready to do my Flosstube, and this is my second go. My daughter called right in the middle of my intro, so of course I had to stop videoing and talk to her for a few minutes, but I apologize if you can hear the noises. My son was vacuuming the floor, and I had to remind him I'm doing my Flosstube. It's so funny, but it's all good, right? I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful. Today is Wednesday. I don't even remember if I mentioned all of this already, but today is September the 6th, 2023. I'm gonna calm down. Today is Wednesday, September the 6th of 2023. This is episode 42. And my name is Amy, and this is my channel, Snow Canyon Stitcher, where we talk about cross stitch mostly. This is my weekly update, and I was going through reading everybody's comments just before doing my video, and I just want to say thank you guys. I love my subscribers. You guys are so sweet, so sweet. Hugs for all of you. Suzanne, let me make sure I'm getting this name right. I can't even read my, I can't read my own writing. Let's see, Suzanne Dollenberg, 3231. You had, you said you liked the name of my channel, thank you, and that you were wondering if I could tell you about it. Snow Canyon is where I live. It's in Utah, the southwestern Utah, and you can visit. People come from all over the world to visit here. My husband and I and our children, we're a military family. We moved here into Utah in 2004. And we bought a house in South Ogden, which is north of here, about a 6-hour drive. And we lived there for about 10 years. And then my husband decided that he no longer liked the snow. And so we found a home in St. George. My channel name was Sage and Stitch because there's a lot of sagebrush here. And then I decided, you know, I should just name it Snow Canyon, because my first channel name was Thrifty Stitch. Hello Flosstube, this is Amy. Today is Saturday, the 5th of October, and I've got a new channel. So I had to, because I have my Etsy shop, I had to apply for a business license. And apparently a lot of people have the name Thrifty Stitch. So I had to come up with a name for my business, and Sage and Stitch. I named it Sage and Stitch because where we live there's a lot of sage. It's just everywhere. Doing my web that I'm working on. I've only got one. Yeah, so but I do have a few patterns that I've picked up. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but yeah, that was a few years ago. So yeah, I was reading everybody's comment, and I could have responded to your comment, but I'd rather respond to you in my video. Liliot, I hope I'm saying this right, Liliot 3116. Thank you for letting me know that the bowl I shared that I'd gotten at the thrift store last week is called a princess house. You said I really scored. So my daughter, I did tell her about it, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. So it is a gorgeous bowl, absolutely gorgeous. It's got that beautiful flowers. I'm a flower person. I love flowers, any kind of flowers. dandelions. I love them all. But thank you so much for letting me know about that. Cankerdoodle B9149. I just wanted to let you know, I love ancient fabric, and I'll have to give Old Glory by Firona Wham a try. I don't think I've ever seen that one, so I will be looking that one up. And Carla, I wanted to let you know we are kindred spirits. We absolutely are kindred spirits. And I've thought several times that we should try and get together and stitch and go thrifting together. And so hopefully, maybe that would be awesome. And then Gianna Kimball 5691. Thank you so much for making an effort to leave me such a wonderful comment. I really appreciate that. And it's pretty awesome that you used to live in Ivans. And you're right, the dust here. It is because it has to be, because I don't think I've ever lived anywhere where there's just so much dust. And it has to be coming from this red, the red mountain dust. I can dust today, and in 2 days it looks like my house has been stored, what do they call it? Stored up. You know how like they throw the sheets and stuff over the furniture? My house will look, the dust looks like that within a week or two. So I have a feather duster, so I'm constantly going around with it. The cats, they hate it. But anyway, thank you everybody for your wonderful comment. There's several I didn't mention, but thank you so much for leaving me a comment. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. You're awesome. Thank you so much. And one of the main reasons that I like to do my video each week is because of the wonderful commenters and subscribers. So thank you. I do want to welcome in any new subscribers. I noticed that I reached 700 subscribers this past week, and I just thank you. Really, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I want to welcome back all my returning subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in each week. So it is, and I had forgotten to mention this in my previous video, this is Sampler September. And yes, I'm on board, fully in. I do have plans on stitching on samplers this month. And just catch up on those large samplers that I need to work on, and that's what I did this week. So, but first, what I thought I would share is some samplers that I've finished that are FFO'd. And I didn't bring my Christmas garden down because it's so big, and I will show that when I do my my whip parade for holiday stitching. But I did bring down some, lost my train of thought. I haven't eaten breakfast or anything today, so that's probably what's going on. I did bring some of my autumn fall stitching FFOs and a few samplers that I've FFO'd. And just check, make sure there's no dust on that one. And so, but first, I wanted to share that I did take the Blackbird Fractor apart and put those stitches in. It was 3011 DMC. So I did stitch this with DMC, but I do think there were a few called for that I used in here. Especially, I'm not sure what the name of it, but this flower, you can see the variegation in there. I should have thought to use the variegated when I was doing, I think this is a moon. I think this is supposed to be the moon. but then I went back and forth. I was like, maybe it's the sun because it's orange. I don't, maybe it's like a blood moon or something. I don't know, but I wish I had thought to use variegated thread when I was doing this one, but I did get it back together. I did get those filled in and got it put back together. But I don't have the paper on here, simply because my staple, I use a heavy duty stapler to secure the board in, and I didn't have any staples this morning, so I was like, no, I'm not going all the way to Home Depot before I do my Flosstube. So I just put some tape on it to secure it, but I will go ahead and get those staples in there and get the craft paper back on the back. So, but she's done, and I love her. She's so pretty. This is Blackbird Fractor by Paulette Stewart. And I would love to put her back here somewhere. She will fit in there. Okay. Now I want to share some FFO fall and autumn finishes that aren't samplers. And I think this is Playing with Jacks. Oh, see, these are the things that I did sit down before I started my video to make sure I wrote down names and everything. But this is Playing with Jacks, I believe, by the Cricket Collection. And I finished this one last year sometime. I think it was in the early part of last year. See, I didn't bring any of that with me. Anyway, I could flip through my little blue book, but it's fine. I was watching the Sable Stitchers, and I can't think of her name. Well, she had mentioned that she was going to stitch this, but she wasn't going to put the face in it. So I thought, oh, that's a cute idea. But I just love it. And I forget all the, I am so sorry. I meant to write all that down so that I could. But that one is one I finished last year that I'm very proud of. And she hangs up year round in our hallway upstairs as you enter the hallway. And then another finish I had last year that's an autumn finish, and I don't remember the name of it. Isn't that horrible? I should just stop my video and go get that information. That's what I want to do. I'm just going to go get the information right quick. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of editing in this video. I already know it, but it's okay. The next one I want to share with you is Grateful, Thankful, Blessed, and this is by Brenda Gervais. And I'm not sure, I'm almost sure that I finished this at the beginning of last year, or maybe it was towards the end of last year. And I'm doing this on the Call for Linen, which is Wren by Picture This Plus. And I can't remember the count. 36 count. 36 count Wren by Picture This Plus, and all the Call for threads. This is another one that hangs up all year long in our dining room. I just love it. And then the rest are samplers. So I wanted to share some samplers that I finished. This one is the Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Koget. And I remember when I started this was the largest pattern I'd ever stitched. It took me about 2 years. And the fabric is some fabric that I overdyed myself. And I just love it. I was just so proud of it when I got it done. It's such a beautiful pattern. This one also hangs in our dining room. And I used all the Call for floss, and I'm almost sure this is 40 count. So very, very proud of this one. Very happy. Very, very, very happy. And then another sampler that I finished last year. I think at the Newcastle Bouquet, I finished it a couple years ago. It's probably 2020. Yeah, probably being 2020. Another sampler, this one I finished last year. You may recall seeing this one. This is Love Fractor by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I think this was on 36 count. I'm not sure. But I started out using wool floss. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got DMC, it's got, it has some fancy floss and some silk. I think I said that already, but I did use wool floss, so I really love this one. This one hangs at our entryway. But just patterns that I'm very, very proud of. Very happy to own and enjoyed stitching them. This one is just a finish. I did have this one in a frame, and this is called, this one is called, it's gonna be another edit. Okay, so I'm not sure the name of it. I think it's a Stitching Through the Years pattern, but I will put it across the screen. I will research it after I'm done doing my video. And I did have the center frame. I wasn't happy with it, and I do that a lot. I feel like over time doing framing myself, I'm improving on just the overall process. And so I do, when I pass by something that I've framed and I'm just not happy with it, then I have to take it apart and yeah, redo it. So but I love this. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. And this is some fabric that I colored myself, and it looks like it may be like a 28 count. So that's another finish. And that's all for the okay, so that's all my finishes, my autumn finishes that I can think of. So now I would love to share what I worked on this past week. So this past week I started out, I wasn't thinking about it being Sampler's September, so I started out my week working on my Mirbilia, I can't think. And so I was able to, did I work on her this past week? So I did stitch on her. I did put some beading in. And I forgot to bring my book of days down, but I put the beads, I did some more beading out here in the limbs and over on this side. She's just so pretty. Just love her. But I probably won't stitch on her anymore this month. I'm gonna put her away for a little while because it's Sampler September, and I have to really, yeah, I've just been kind of neglecting my samplers to work on her. So another thing that I worked on this week is Scarecrow Festival 1 by Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla Blaine. And this is part of a series, Dapper Doodads. And so last week I didn't have the cover photo, so I was able to grab that today and share that with you. I did discover after doing my video last week that there are actually 4 in the series. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. To find 4, number 4 is at Fat Quarter Shop, and it is a downloadable pattern. And I noticed also that Fat Quarter Shop has a lot of the finishes that you can purchase to go with this. So I did stitch on it this week a little bit. I was able to finish the Scarecrow. Did I get him finished? I think he still needs a nose. I had made a mistake and I had to take some out and restitch it, but I did get the Scarecrow part finished, except for he needs a nose. So what since this is, I'm stitching this on, I think it's called Vintage White. Since I have enough, I think I have enough room, maybe. I would like to stitch all 4, just all the way across, and then frame it like that. I think that would be super cute. So yeah, hopefully, maybe I'll have to get into the cross stitch calculator and figure that one out. But if I can, I would love to do that. I mean, even if I could just fit the 3 on there, I could do that. Just choose 3. So yeah, I was able to work on that a little bit this week. And then I went to work on Anton. And of course, I have a thread showing. So just let me pull that through right quick. And I feel like I got quite a bit done on her. So I was able to finish the tree over here and the rest of the stuff on the side. And I was able to get that vine up the side here, ready for the flowers. And so my goal at this point is just to get all the bottom part finished and just move up and just bring the border up as I go. I was able to do this part here, which is a satin stitch. So what I did is I just did the outline as best as I could, because I'm not real good at back stitching. For some reason, my brain just doesn't want to do the counting for back stitching. So I struggled with that a little bit, but once I got it all in there, I basically used this other stuff as a guide to know where to put the stitches for the outline. And then after I got the outline done, I just went in and did the satin stitch. So yeah, I feel pretty good about how much I got done on her this week. So I will be working on her again this coming week. But she won't be the first one that I pick up, because I have other samplers, which I'm going to share with you, that I need to work on. So I would love to put some good quality time in all of my samplers, because I've really been neglecting them. The other one that I was able to work on this week is my Rocking Horse Holiday. And it is by Artful Offerings. And I was able to get that much of the horse done. He still needs a tail and he needs his rockers, and he's got a mane that goes down his back. Yeah, I feel like I made pretty good progress on it. It was quite a bit of stitches there. Not quite sure how many, but I feel pretty good about the progress I made on it. So we'll be working on that some more, maybe, hopefully. But because it's a holiday stitch, I mean, it's okay if I don't get to it again this month. My 2 focus samplers are, of course, Consider the Lilies and Anton, because they're my largest ones. But those were all my whips for the week. But I do want to share the whips that I have that are samplers. And so I may be stitching on these this month. And this is Love Abide by La Di Da. And I'm calling it a sampler because it has the alphabet. I'm not sure if that's what marks a pattern as a sampler. I think so. But hopefully I'll be able to get to this one so a little bit this month. Would love to. And then another, let's see, here's a picture of the pattern. It's just a gorgeous pattern. Okay, that's what that is. I forgot to unzip it. The next one is a sampler. Is this a sampler? I would like to think that it's a sampler. Seems like a sampler. So this is Sarah Jackson by the Scarlet House. And I started this one last year. And I didn't iron these. I should have ironed these. I think I just shared these in my previous whip parade. That's how far I got with her. So I'd really like to, once I figure out what a sampler is, I'd really like to work on her. She's a really fun stitch. Another one that I was hoping to get to this past week, and I just didn't quite make it. And that is Madeleine de l'Est by Miss Flossie. And this is how far I've gotten on it. So I was hoping to work on that one this week, but I just didn't get to it. So she is on my radar to stitch this month. This is a PDF download from her Etsy shop. And of course, another sampler that I have in my whips is Consider the Lilies. And probably just like a couple of videos ago, did a whip parade with all these. So this one's definitely on my radar for sampler September. And I haven't stitched any more on her since the last time I shared it. Definitely will be working on this one this week. One that I have that's kitted up, I want to share that one. And several people are working on this one already. And that's Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. And I have this kitted up. And my phone's saying that the battery's low, so I'm gonna have to stop and get the cord, plug it in. Several people are already stitching on this. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so tempted to start it. So I don't know if I'm gonna start it. I don't know. I have everything for it, so I better grab. Put that back in here. All its glasses and everything. I better grab the cord and plug in my phone. Hold on. Okay, gotta love those long cords. This is probably it's gotta be 15 feet at least. So yay, it reaches my computer on my desk to my phone. So I just wanted to share, so I went through all my patterns and I can't remember their channel name. I was watching them on Flosstube last night. And they basically, it was really cool. I had an aha moment. They shared their falls, their whips. They did a whip parade with just their fall stitching and talked about what they were going to work on. And I just thought, oh, that's amazing. I really want to start doing that. So I was going through my patterns this morning, and just start organizing everything based on holiday stitching and fall stitching and samplers. And I wanted to share some samplers that I have that I haven't started. I haven't even begun to kit them up. Some of them I found a couple of, well, that one for sure I found at a thrift store. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, I've had these for a little while. This one's fairly new. This is the Redbird sampler. I really want to start this one, but I haven't kitted it up yet. I need to. And then another one I have, this was a PDF download, Quaker Bluebird sampler by Willow Hill Samplings. really like to do that one. And then I also have, excuse me, this is from the Solitary Stitcher, Mary Jane Fry, 1861. I've had this pattern for about 3 years. And, you know, it's a good thing to go through patterns because you find stuff that you've forgotten about, right? Which is another good thing comes from that. This one is called Yule by Bent Creek. This is the one I found in the thrift store. This would be a cute holiday stitch. Quaker Handiwork by Brenda Gervais. I've had this one for a while too. A couple years at least. This is Isabella Uffendale, 1829 by Hands Across the Sea. This is a sister sampler to Anton, so this is another reason I want to get Anton done so I can start on her sister's sampler. And then last but not least, and I need to remove the, so you can see the photo. I shared this one a few floss tubes ago. It's part of my haul. I had seen several people were stitching on it, and I just love the colors in this sampler. But I've got my card. I've got this right in front of it, so I have to remember to put that back in there. This is Elizabeth Weston, circa 1830 by Hands Across the Sea. And this is a really large sampler, so I probably won't start this one anytime soon. But I definitely want to find this fabric. I think Sassy Jacks has this fabric. It's called, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so it may take me a while to find it. But it's just this beautiful pink, and I think it has a little bit of green marbling in it. But I'd love to start that one too. Make sure I put this back in here. So these little cards that she provides with a pattern that has the symbols is really handy. So those are all the patterns that I have that I would love to work on, that I need to kit up. Okay, so where am I now? Okay, wow, so I can't even tell how long my video is, but so I do have a little bit of haul, and this came like the day after I did my last week's floss tube, and I purchased, it's so cute how she packaged this. Cute little bag. This is a magnetic needle minder. It's by Lori Holt. It's just a bonnet, and I meant to bring down my grandmother's bonnet. I keep wanting to share that with you guys. My grandmother wore a bonnet and an apron every day. Like when she would go out to the garden, she'd have her bonnet on. If I can remember, I'll share it next week. But love that. And she made this needle minder large enough that you can also put your scissors on it. So huge magnet. And this is the shop that I got it from, the Bobbin Jar. There's her information. Super sweet. She also sent an amazing gift. Says thank you. And she's on Etsy. And it had this little, I think it's Nifty Needles. I really should put my glasses on. Here, oh, they're right here in front of me. Oh, I do that all the time. Nifty Needles by Lori Holt, be in my bonnet for all your sewing needs. 20 count tapestry needles. And it's in this cute little, this was a gift, you guys. I was like, wow, that's a super awesome gift. And then some vanilla chai. and a York Peppermint Patty. I love these. Oh. And so that was super sweet, and I was happy to get the but I didn't use it. I wanted to use it this past week. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait and share it because it was packaged so beautifully. Let me take these off. Okay, so the other thing that I got another one of these. So now I can make the square, and if there's time in this video, I'll do it on the video. Put it together. All right, so I did get some patterns and some flosses. I picked up some Lady Dot Creates. This is my first can't remember what it's called now. I can't remember the name of it. You know what it is. This is my first ever from Lady Dot Creates. I plan on purchasing more. Someone had asked how let me see the name. Oh, yes. Gianna Kimball had mentioned in her comment about the Chanel trim. It's called Chanel trim. You had mentioned how I made this Chanel trim on the pattern, the pillow that I made last week. And basically, you just stitch together 2 strips of fabric of whatever choice, and then you just take like a little brush and comb out the sides, and it turns to trim. Maybe I can do a tutorial on it, but honestly, it's not gonna, I mean, you could put 3 or 4 pieces together and maybe get it as fluffy as this. Here, let's take it out, look at it. I haven't even looked at it. But if you're in a bind and you need Chanel trim, I had learned it off of a quilting video, and so if I can find it, because she had made a pillow with a heart applique, and she'd put the Chanel trim around that outside of it. So if I can find the video, I'll leave a link to it below, and you can watch that. So that's a great tutorial. I couldn't do better than that one. So, but this is just gorgeous, and I'm excited to use it. I'm gonna buy more. Yeah. So I love anything fluffy. And then I just picked up some more. I believe these threads go to the needlework lesson by Brenda Gervais, that pattern I picked up last week. I believe that's what these flosses go to. So I picked that up. I think that's what I do that to myself every single time. Okay, exciting. This is exciting. So these are some patterns that I also purchased. This is a classic pattern. A lot of people have stitched this and are stitching on it. And that is the Midnight Watch by Blackbird Designs. And I am so going to stitch this soon. But I also picked up 2. I got you guys one. So I'm going to do a giveaway. So we can stitch it together. All right, so the next one that I got is Simply Autumn by Simple Samplers, the drawn thread. And somebody enabled me. I can't remember who it was. So I got that one. And I bought 2. I bought you guys one also, so I'm going to do a giveaway for that one. And then another one, oh, this one's so pretty. It's by Kathy Barrick, and it's called Fractor Flowers. This is such a pretty one. I love this one. I think this is a new pattern out by her. And I picked up two. So I'm gonna do a giveaway for this one too for you guys. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, love it. All right, yes, we do those giveaways. So I just gotta think of a word we can use. I did want to share a few more things, and then we'll decide on a word for those. I was able to get to some crocheting on my oldest daughter's granny square blanket. I can't think today. I was able to do 5. So I think that's amazing. Even if I just do a little here and there, eventually it will get done, right? I didn't get to any quilting this week. Tried. But I'll tell you why. This past week, I reopened my Etsy shop and I am making bags again. So I made 2 bags this past week and I wanted to share them with you guys before I put them in my shop. And of course, you gotta know where this one came from. So this is a 13 by 11. And I had to make some project bags out of that fabric because it's the bag I made last week that I shared. This one. And so those will go in my shop probably Friday. They will be in my shop. And then I made this one, and it's like an autumn bag. I just love this fabric, and I had to make a bag out of it. So yeah, it's another 13 by 11. So the scarf or the shawl that I shared that I was knitting last week, I noticed when I was editing that there was a huge mistake in it. I was like, no, I cannot give that to her. So I just finished it off and I decided to keep it for myself. I will just use this to put around my shoulders at night when I'm stitching because the air conditioner kicks on and sometimes it is so cold. And so I decided that I would start her a new one out of this fabric. I mean this yarn. And I got this at Walmart. This yarn is so soft, and I think it's only like $6. I don't have the I don't know how much is here, but one skein will do. I think one skein will do that whole shawl. But I love these colors, and it's variegated. So I will be starting on that soon. With knitting, it's not like stitching. Knitting, when you have a mistake like that, and I really appreciate you guys. Oh, we need to do the words for the patterns. Okay, so Fractor flowers. Okay, let's do flowers for this one, if you'd like to enter a chance to win this one. And then let's use the word sampler for this one. And midnight, well, let's do watch for this one. I wish you a wonderful stitchy week coming up, and that you stay well and that you be safe. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will, I guess I will see you again, and we'll draw names for the winners next week. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, thank you for watching. All right, see ya.